Now and think about how unnatural sunglasses are. I know it's fun to make a fashion statement, guys, and sometimes, it helps us feel like we're covering ourselves up. We're kind of, cloaking our identity. But for the main reason that sunglasses are worn to, quote, protect our eyes, it is totally unnatural and I don't recommend it. There's lots of scientific studies and research that has been done in this, and of course, the mainstream narrative is to protect your eyes from the sun so that you don't get damage, eye damage, and I just don't believe that to be the case. So if you study the eye and you look at the biology of the eye, you see that there are rods and cones. And your rods and cones, for lack of a better way of explaining it, they actually eat sunlight. You need to make sure that you're feeding your rods and your cones. So, by covering up your eyes, you are actually starving out your eyeballs, which is not what you guys want to be doing. So, all light has a certain frequency to it. Lately, it's been a pretty popular topic to talk about the blue light that gets emitted from certain devices. Phones, iPads, laptops, computer screens, TV screens even emit this blue light, which is almost a form of synthetic sunlight, and it can trick your brain into thinking that that you should be awake when you really shouldn't. It throws off your circadian rhythm at nighttime, Naturally, humans, when the sun would come up, they would wake up, and when it would go down, they just knew that was time to go to sleep. But we've thrown off our rhythms, and a lot of us stay up much later than we would even want to, but we don't know any better because we have our blue light shining through our eyes, sending a signal to our brain that, hey, it's still daytime. Why would you even think about going to sleep right now? So we're kind of tricking our brain, and it's causing adverse effects for us. So back to sunglasses. The sunlight, even on an overcast day, sends out a specific wavelength of light that is incredibly strong and cannot be replicated by any electronic or man-made device. Really, the sun is a beautiful, miraculous thing that we should, just like in the old times, they worshipped it. We should still be doing that. We should not look at the sun as something bad or negative. So it is very good practice for you guys to stop wearing sunglasses. Again, don't take my word for it. Do a little bit of research in this field and on this topic, and I think it should be quite enlightening. So when we go outside, whether it's overcast and not very bright outside or not, that wavelength of light is still sending a signal through our eyeballs into our brain, and it's allowing our vitamin D facilities to activate, and it's sending a signal to your body. It's saying, hey, I'm in the sunlight now. Okay, it's time to, this is what I've been wanting. I want this, as a human, I want to be in the sunlight. This is great. Now I can start producing vitamin D, and that's a very beneficial vitamin for your body to have. If we cover up our eyes, we don't send that signal to our brain, and it thinks that it's still in the dark, even if you're out in the sunlight in the middle of the day. So you want your brain to understand that it's in the sunlight. Did you guys know that you cannot get a sunburn through glass? So if you're in a tropical country, it's a beautiful, hot, sunny day, and you're sitting behind a window, those specific wavelengths cannot get through that window and cause a sunburn. So just by using glass alone, it limits most of those wavelengths or frequencies that can be beneficial for you. So even simply wearing glasses, like spectacles, that can stop these certain wavelengths getting through to you. So you might need them, you might need your glasses to see, even if they're not tinted sunglasses, you might need them to see, but if you can remove those from your face as often as possible, you can allow your brain to get the correct signals to it so it can start telling your body to produce certain chemicals that help you. So, remove the sunglasses, guys. Get over the ego. You know, I know it's a fashion statement for most people in most cases. Some of you drink, and of course, sometimes you wear them because you're hungover the next day. But get the glasses off your face as often as possible and allow your eyes to absorb that beautiful sunlight when you're out in the light or out in the day. Remove anything that could be covering your eyes and soak it in. This is good for you guys. I know you've been told totally opposite. But if you're weak, well, you're easier to control, as the old saying goes. So mainstream society, and dare I say the controllers, they don't want you to know this stuff. So try it out, practice, get out in the sunlight, do some research. I mean, we've had, depending on how old the human race is, we've had sun we've been seeing this beautiful, gorgeous sun for thousands of years, not covering our eyes. But now suddenly we need to cover our eyes to protect them. Yeah, things just don't really add up here, guys. On the same note, this beautiful sunlight that we have, the sun has been around for as long as we know. Who really knows? But it's been around for a long time. Now, if you are not getting outside and absorbing sun on your body and allowing your skin to absorb that sun and not wearing sunglasses, then you are not doing yourself any justice. If you really want to ramp it up health-wise, this is a triple threat, mind, body, and soul. This is going to help you. Get that sun on your skin. I know we've been told to cover up and we've been told to wear sunscreen, but again, how old is sunscreen, guys? It's, in the grand scheme of things, it's brand new. And if you read the ingredients that are on sunscreen, you might think twice about applying it. Your skin is the biggest organ in your body, and it absorbs everything, or whatever it comes in contact with. So I know guys, we've been told to apply sunscreen. I know. I've grown up in Babylon too. I've heard it all as well. The ozone layer is getting thinner, and the sun is getting stronger, and we better cover up. You better cover up from that sun. What an ignorant thing for us to do as humans, in my humble opinion. Get out there, get that sun on your skin. Don't lather yourself in chemical sunscreen. Don't take my word for it. Do some research. Sometimes you need to dig a little bit deeper than the surface of the massive corporations that are telling us to apply these chemicals directly onto our skin. And sometimes it takes a little bit of work, guys, but if you've stumbled upon this video, then good for you. You're already on the right wavelength, so they say. And this happened for a reason. You were supposed to hear this. So get that sun, get as much of it as you can. I won't get into sun gazing today. That's a whole other video. Again, it might sound absolutely psychotic to you, sun gazing. But most of the deep truths have been hidden from us in society. They want you eating fast food and drinking their chemical drinks. Get some Red Bull and Monster into you, and they don't necessarily want you, they want you sitting at home watching these Babylonian sports games on TV. They don't really want you moving. They want masses of dried food in your stomach. Again, that's a whole other video in itself, but I hope this reaches whoever was supposed to hear this, and thanks for watching this video, guys.